Well, I want to note as well, I'm going to have 2 videos out next week and not 3. I'm going to have the last episode of the career mode. And then I'll throw up the rest of the review as well next week. Alright. But then after that, I have to save for the chilies. The chili peppers are coming to Dublin on the 29th of June. So, yeah, I just need to save for that and all that crack. You know what I mean? Enjoy the episode and all that crack. You know what I mean? Well, hey, one said, ooh, great, no. I was looking back on the last video I done, and when I was looking at it, I felt there was a lot of words in there, and I wasn't really like hitting the points that I needed to hit in relation to what I was looking at. So in this one I want to try and put more like context to each thing, so that the people watching will have more of an understanding of the background of people that are in each thing. You know, so then when you go and tune into the show, you kind of have more of a context-based understanding in what is going on with the characters that are in the show. So when I start with NXT, right, Joe Gacy, he burned the In Your House sign. That's a fiery way to start the show, isn't it? So Legado del Fantasma went against Tony D and Stacks and Two Dimes. And basically, the stipulation in that match was, if Tony D won the match, he would get to dictate what Legado del Fantasma are going to do. But if Escobar won the match, then he can get to dictate what Tony D, Stacks and Two Dimes do with Legado del Fantasma. You know what I mean? Tony D won it in the end, so that means now in the future when he's making a decision with his brain to do certain things, then Legado have to go with it. So if Tony D says there's a match that's going to be on, then Escobar and the lads have to go with it. You know what I mean? So that's how that's going to work in the future because of that result. Alba Fire then, she had an old name before. She done a promo and she had like one line where she said, where there is smoke, there is fire, you know what I mean? Up Scotland and all that crack, you know what I mean? So that's a good line thing she can use in one of her things, you know what I mean? One love and all that crack, I saw that sign thing, because you know, people were saying it as well underneath the video. One love indeed, you know what I mean? Lash Legend said, one and only, can't clone me. That's a thing that can be added to her character, you know? Because she had the jacket covering thing that she done before, you know what I mean? But she does that thing. And now she has that line that she can add to that thing, you know what I mean? So, Toxic Attraction had a match, okay? Pretty deadly, bye, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, bye. Sure. Mellow is money, bye. That's a good thing that he says, it's part of his character, you know? Carmelo Hayes and Cameron Grimes went against each other. I'm kind of neutral between those two because usually when two people go against each other, you have the person you're rooting for, and then the person they're against, you're kind of like you're not with them. You know what I mean? You're like you're with the one person and not with the other person. Well, on this occasion, I'm with two of them, but Carmelo won it in the end. You know what I mean? Joe Gacy then done a promo about building a new future. You know what I mean? And he had his like laugh thing that was with his thing, and guys that were next to him were doing that. You know what I mean? So MVP had a rap then. You know what I mean? And mad because he has all the hair. Because MVP was doing the rap with Omos on Bobby Lashley, you know, and basically they're mocking the fact that Bobby Lashley is bald and he has no hair, you know what I mean? Mandy Rose came out. Wendy shoot anyone against Mandy Rose. Yes, I'm siding with her. I'm siding with the Mandy one on this occasion because I don't know, like she's just like has the quality of the star stuff, you know what I mean? Wendy Shoe was alright too, but the whole pajamas slurpy thing is just. Yeah, there's no history between those two either, do you know what I mean? They didn't have matches before in the past, you know what I'm saying? Mandy Rose won it in the end though, you know? Tiffany Stratton then done a promo on the one that had a coloured top on her and it was more like the bad thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I like her character, right? It's very kind of like the posh, kind of like snobby type character, you know, and I think she's working with it well, you You know what I mean? You might have noticed as well in the last episode, my brain went to a different planet halfway through the show, and I was like, trying to like brain through it. Yeah, the Creed family tree came up then, and the Creed brothers went against Pretty Deadly. Brutus has the crawl thing he does, which is part of his thing, you know. The Creed brothers won, and then they celebrated with the family. That's a nice thing, you know. Braun Breaker then went against Joe Gacy. There's a bit of history there between the two of them, because Joe Gacy was saying that, you know, he'll get Braun at his best if he's the most aggressive in the thing when he's having the encounter against him, you know. Joe wanted that side of Braun, you know what I mean? But in the end, Joe Gacy lost, you know what I mean? He lost the thing because he got Braun at his best, you know what I mean? And so I don't think that was the best move from Joe, you know what I mean? Because now Joe has to like live with the fact he lost against a very motivated and aggressive Braun Breaker. So I think Joe will learn from that in the future, you know what I mean? So it depends on him now what he's going to do next. Will that play on his mind now going into the next feud he's in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? Hell in a Cell, Riaz indeed, yeah, I'm working on this. The whole plays out the way I want it to play out. Becky went against Asuka and Bianca Belair, you know what I mean? So Asuka was saying to Becky that she cries all the time. Bianca, there's obviously a background history there in relation to like the YouTube world and stuff like that, but that's a totally different thing, you know what I mean? In the end, Bianca won, so yeah. There was a fan in the crowd then who said, I worked overtime for these seats. He had to sign up, you know what I mean? Fair play to you, boy. I just hope when you're in your job you're not getting swindled on a salary where you work for €390, but they get you to work 70 hours and then you're only getting $390 for the 70 hours. Just make sure you're not in that situation, because that's illegal, you know what I mean? Bobby Lashley won his match, didn't he? You know what I mean? KO went against Ezekiel. I think KO thought he was facing Elias in that feud, because, you know, he's trying to get answers in relation to that, to see if Ezekiel is Elias. Because if he's not Elias, then he must be different person, you know. So KO won that in the end against Ezekiel, do you know what I mean? The Judgment Day then went against Finn Balor, AJ and Liv, you know what I mean? There's no history there, I don't think, between those people, you know what I mean? But maybe there is, I don't know. The Judgment Day winner let Riaz in. I get a bit conflicted here now with Bobby Lashley, because he was backstage with Cedric Alexander, and he says to him to not mess with any of his matches. You see, like a half an hour ago I was rooting for Bobby Lashley, you know what I mean? But now he's backstage with Cedric Alexander, and Cedric has the phone like that, you know what I'm saying? And now he's putting Cedric Alexander down, saying that thing. So no, I'm not rooting for Bobby Lashley in relation to this feud, because a half an hour ago I was rooting for him, and now a half an hour later I'm not rooting for him, so yeah. Happy Corbin went against Madcap Moss then, you know what I'm saying? Madcap Moss won. There's a history between those two. Happy Corbin went from being Bum Corbin to Happy Corbin to Bum Corbin to Happy Corbin, and then he got Madcap Moss under his wing in relation to the whole thing that was going on. Madcap Moss won. Happy Corbin then was on the floor, right? You know? Madcap says to Happy Corbin, tell me about the ambulance now, do you know what I mean? So basically that's Madcap saying to Happy Corbin, I'm not under your wing anymore, I am free to go. I will tell you about the ambulance though, do you know what I mean? So basically Madcap came out of the ambulance in the back, and there was all the masks and there was on like the wall of the ambulance. There you go, and all that crack, you know what I'm saying? Austin Theory went against Mustafa Ali then. I don't remember them having a match before, or if there's any history between two of them, but Austin Theory won it in the end, you know what I mean? Cody Rhodes then, he went against Seth Rollins, you know what I mean? I thought the colour of his chest and shoulder was pretty mad, you know what I mean? Because he got the injury on the chest, you know what I mean? Seth Rollins arrives then, you know? And he wore the polka dots of Dusty Rhodes, who was Cody Rhodes' dad, who passed a few years ago. So yeah, the fact Seth was wearing the attire of Cody's dad is like a disrespectful move from him, being the guy that's on that side and Cody being on that side, you know what I mean? So Cody picks up the hammer and curb stomps Seth. Cody gets hammer again and hits Seth with it. I think Cody won that one. Hell in a Cell, yeah. So we go on to a Raw there now, you know. Cody came out and gave a heartfelt promo. He talks about his daughter and he got emotional. When he's talking about his daughter, I think about my big brother and his daughter, you know. So I kind of like how that's psychologically tied in there in relation to that a bit, you know. Rollins came out then and he praised Cody for his mental strength in getting through all the things he's gotten through. Dusty is proud of Cody then, you know what I mean? So that's what Seth said to Cody, that his father would be proud of him for all the stuff he's gone through and was able to come out of it in the end, you know. Cody got emotional and Seth shook Cody's hand like that, you know. So there's a history between those two. I think they had like 2 matches before, you know what I mean? So that was their 3rd match that they had at the Hell in a Cell thing, you know what I mean? So you're thinking after the handshake, then when they're shaking their hands, you think, oh yeah, peace is made, no, and all that crack. And Cody was doing all that to the crowd, then he was like embracing the emotion of everyone around him that was in the arena. He goes up the ramp then, Seth is gone, now he's after going backstage, you know what I'm saying? Seth goes up the ramp and Cody is like, all this stuff. You think it's all peace, you know, shaking hands and all that stuff. Seth saying that his father would be proud of him and all that stuff. Seth comes out then with the hammer and attacks him from behind with the hammer, you know what I mean? Then Adam Pearce and all the boys come out trying to break it up. And I was thinking there too, before that match happened, Cody had an interview where he was saying, what was he saying again? Actually. Cody was saying that Seth Rollins was one of Dusty's guys. And I could picture when Cody is saying that, I say Vince McMahon and Hunter would have been like, haha, really? Right, yeah, really. But you know, maybe Hunter thinks Seth Rollins is one of my guys, you know. And maybe, you know, they could go against Cody in relation to that story, you know, that rhymed. But yeah, that's something you could do with it, you know what I mean? But all the times I tuned in there, when I did tune in the odd time before, I remember Seth always being with like Triple H in the feuds, you know what I mean? And Cody was trying to like hold on, I guess, in relation to that whole thing before, you know. The crowd chanted "You suck" then to Seth, you know what I mean? Becky Lynch went against Dana Brooke. Do they have any history? I don't think they do. I don't remember having any feuds before where it was like, you know, the branches of the tree, you know. Anyway, Dana Brooke randomly wins and pins Cesaro, and Becky said she will smash people's faces if they interrupt the 24/7 title match with Dana. Dana Brooke won with help from Asuka. I can see why Asuka is helping Dana in relation to that against Becky, because Asuka said that Becky's a crybaby, so basically Becky's kind of against her now. But I don't see how Dana Brooke fits into the whole thing. But hell Hobbs, mate. John Cena is coming back then. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So Miz and Maurice on a promo ripping on the tongue there, and Riddle says bonjour and gesundheit. Achoo. Right. Riddle wants to face Roman Reigns and to get the Universal Championship, you know what I'm saying? I guess there is a history there between them with the whole... Because Riddle, in a way, in the subconscious mind, is kind of like the guy I'm siding with. But then again, I know Roman is the star of the whole thing that's going on when he's against all the people, you know what I mean? But it's like... in the mind thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Maurice says Miz has massive... Miz rejects Riddle offer for a match. Ciampa then comes out of nowhere and attacks Riddle. I don't know what's going on there. You know, I can see how that's playing out in relation to the context of, you know, real life things and stuff. But it's all love there, you know what I mean? But I can see what they're doing there. The Miz then takes the match in against Riddle and Riddle wins the match, you know what I mean? The Street Profits then went against the Usos. I think they have a history, right, of that in matches that they had and stuff, you know? The Street Profits then won that match, you know what I mean? So I don't know where that is going to go in relation to a story, you know, but... Or was that just a match for just the sake of a match, or is that leading to a thing, or is it going to be the Street Profits and the Usos again in 2 or 3 weeks' time, you know what I mean? Anywho, Bobby Lashley then came out and cut a promo. I'm not rooting for Bobby now in relation to the whole story because of the stuff backstage with Cedric. It makes me side a little bit more with Cedric and not with Bobby or really MVP. I don't know, I'm kind of not like... I guess Cedric, I'm kind of there with him in relation to the story, you know. Austin Theory interrupts and took a selfie, do you know what I mean? Austin says Bobby doesn't deserve a title shot then. Well, he kind of does really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's history there between the two of them, but Bobby says to Austin then take a walk, kid, you know what I mean? Austin says then that he's the champ, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Bobby is kind of challenging him for the belt, but Austin was like, nah, being pure like in his zone of thing. Seth had a tweet then where he says for the love of the game, do you know what I mean? Indeed. You know what I mean? Dominic Mysterio then went against Veer Mahan. There's a history between the two of them because before Veer Mahan had all the vignettes where I kept saying he's going to come to Raw every week, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And so when you saw those vignettes every week, you're thinking, oh yeah, he's gonna come there, now you're gonna see him, and he's gonna, you know, he's gonna pop in. And then he started like squashing some people then week to week, and I think it's grand, like, you know. It's better than him being on the thing saying he's gonna come to Raw every week. Ray saves Dominic from Veer to end the match in a DQ. So the Judgment Day came out then, you know. I remember that being the pay-per-view years ago. I think it's kind of a mind muddle in relation to them being called the Judgment Day, but you kind of get used to that for a while, do you know what I mean? Damian Priest then said all rise, you know. That's a good thing that he has. Rhea then talked. Edge says that the adult is in the room, so please be quiet tonight. Finn Balor now is a new member of the Judgment Day, and Finn shakes Edge's hand. So you think now they're going to get together and be like, yeah, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in relation to this group that we have, you know. Priest and Rhea then turn on Edge, saying he was the limitation holding them back. See, I don't know where they're going to go with that now, because Edge was like the mouthpiece for the Judgment Day, and he was the guy that was doing the killer promo stuff, you know what I mean? He was like you know, full of the when he was doing it, you know what I mean? So I don't know who's going to talk for the Judgment Day now, but I say the best bet they have is Damian Priest, I say at the minute. Finn joining the group, you know, Kip Wicklow and all that crack, you know what I mean? And Ireland and stuff. I don't know, see where that goes. I think Damian Priest could be the talking guy for the group, I feel. But Priest, yeah. So Priest hits Edge with the chair. Yeah, Edge is on like the ring and the floor, and the boys are like looking down on the fella that's on the ring, you know what I mean? Omos then went against Cedric Alexander, and Omos wins. I'm kind of neutral between those two, because Cedric had the phone backstage and he was looking at the phone, and Bobby said the thing towards Cedric, and I'm sort of a little bit siding with him. But Omos, I think, is big boy too, you know what I mean? The Dirty Dogs came out then, you know what I mean? And Bobby Roode kind of gave a half super kick to MVP, and MVP stumbled back. So I remember Bobby Roode years ago in 2009. He used to do some class promos with Bear Money Inc. in TNA, you know? I thought he was like great. It was a good little gimmick they had, you know? The Hell in a Cell that was just on was the most watched Hell in a Cell in history. Otis then went against Ezekiel. I can see what you're doing there, Ezekiel, you know, real life stuff. But it's all love there, you know what I mean? But in relation to the feud, I can see why that match is happening, you know. Ezekiel wins the match then, and he said his line, too zeked up, you know what I mean? That's cool line, you know. Ezekiel tells Kevin Owens, he is Elias, to get a rematch for next week. Yeah, that whole thing was pretty funny, to be fair, do you know what I mean? Bianca Belair then went against Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Doudrop and Rhea Ripley. Okay. Rhea wins. We go on to NXT there now, do you know what I mean? Carmelo Hayes and Trick came out, and I think Carmelo has good lines that he uses. He also, you know, looks the part, and he also has the charisma with the whole thing that he does, you know what I mean? Melo don't chase dreams, dreams chase Melo, you know what I mean? That's a good line, you know? Tell you that to tell you this. You know, that's another good one. Solo Sikoa then got in Melo's face, you know, in relation to the story. Who am I siding with in relation to that? You know, two of them are good, you know, really good. But I'm going to side more with Melo in relation to the whole storyline narrative. Personally, you know what I'm saying? Grayson Waller then came out and put his one finger up, which represents one friend. He's on about the Uso thing, you know? That's a pure heel thing from Grayson Waller there, do you know what I mean? Solo Sikoa then tells Grayson to shut the hell up. I'm siding with Grayson in relation to that, because Solo saying that means that someone else is saying it, do you know what I mean? Solo says he's siding with Melo and Trick, so now he's with them. Solo attacks Melo then, and then there's a big, I didn't put a word there, squabble, I guess, I don't know. Grayson now is teaming up with Melo and Trick, so yeah, I'm siding with them in relation to that. Tony D and the boys tell Santos he has a match tonight, because remember at NXT in your house, Tony D won the match against Escobar. The boys won against the boys, so that means Tony D can decide now what Legado are going to do in relation to the stories that will play out, you know what I mean? Nathan Fraser comes out then. I think he has a good team, and he's one of those high-paced guys, you know. Tia then gets a cert from Chase University, so the whole story there was Tia had a choice between 3 or 4 different universities, and she had to pick one, and so she picked the Chase U one, and now she's with Chase U or something like that. Alright. Pretty Deadly interrupt and they said watch your back, you know what I mean? I think Pretty Deadly are, they're good looking chaps to be fair, you know what I mean? But, you know, if they swing that way, that's fair enough, you know, that's their prerogative and their business. I think they're good characters as well, you know, they have the boy thing where they do the fingers or something, or something like that, you know? Fraser won that match with Santos in the end, fair enough. Who am I siding with there? I guess Santos. I'm kind of more with Santos in relation to that. Zion Quinn says when he is done with Wesley, he will be unconscious. I'm siding with Zion Quinn there, and I'm not siding with Wesley. Braun Breaker came out. Braun issues a challenge for the title. Do you know what I mean? And Apollo Crews accepts the challenge. He compliments him and they handshake. So I'm siding more with Braun, but Apollo Crews, I don't mind them. Do you know what I mean? Braun is obviously the top guy in NXT, do you know what I mean? So Apollo Crews is kind of coming in new. He's going to find out in his brain how things play out, you know. Joe Gacy done a promo then, and the dyad was formed, do you know what I mean? So he's going to get some guys around him to be part of his group, you know what I mean? Tiffany Stratton then went against Roxanne Perez for the women's breakout tournament, and Roxanne Perez won it. I was kind of more with Tiffany really, but Roxanne was new, and she's kind of new in the thing. Tiffany has the whole like, oh my god, look at me, Jesus, like, you know, she has that kind of fucking thing to her, you know, it's like, I'm posh and I have all the fucking princess stuff, but yeah, I'm siding with Tiffany in relation to that one. Cora Jade hands contract to Roxanne Perez, alright? Mandy Rose came out then into her promo, saying it's all downhill from here, you know what I mean, to Roxanne. I mean, I'm kind of neutral here, I'm kind of with Mandy Rose in this moment, because she's got, you know, great star quality as well, alright. Indy Hartwell came out then, saving Roxanne and Cora. Okay, Index and all that stuff. Pretty Deadly then attack Bodie Hayward. Who am I siding with there? Pretty deadly Bodie Hayward. I'm neutral. I'm kind of neutral there. Tiffany Stratton then interferes. Wendy Shu's promo. Wendy Shu puts orange juice in her face, and I mean, like. Pretty Deadly then go against Chase University. Who am I siding with there? I don't know, I'm neutral there, you know what I mean? TA slaps Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly win. Alright, I'm neutral with that match. The Dawn of NXT versus the Son of NXT. Mello and Trick, oh yeah, because I think they had a backstage promo thing where they were talking, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it was very natural in the way they were talking when the camera was on them in the backstage thing, you know what I'm saying? So it just came across like they were just having a general conversation in relation to the ways of the world. Alba Fire went against Tatum Paxley. I'm siding more with Alba Fire in relation to that. Alba Fire won it. Lash Legend kicks Alba Fire. I'm neutral there. I think two of them are good. Yeah, Diamond Mine then have a group hug. That's a backstage. Because I said last week that I feel Roderick Strong is going to be left go from Diamond Mine in relation to the way the story is, you know. In this thing then Roderick walks away from him in a huff, and the guys in Diamond Mine are like kind of like flailing their arms as to say, what are you doing, you know what I mean? Why are you leaving in the huff, you know what I mean? So that's in the air. No. Who am I siding with there? I mean, I guess I meant to side with Roderick, but I'm kind of like, I think they're all grand. You know what I mean? Mellow Trick and Grayson Waller then go against Solo Sikoa and Apollo Crews. Who am I siding with there? Mellow Trick, Grayson. I'm siding with Mellow Trick and Grayson, and Apollo Crews beats Grayson Waller. I guess I'm more with Grayson in the end of that than Apollo Crews, but I'm kind of neutral with the two, but I'm more leaning a little bit more with Grayson. That was NXT anyways, you know what I mean? So we go on to Dynamite now. So when AEW Dynamite started, I actually wasn't sure if it was like a Royal Rumble at the start. What's the story? I thought, like, I saw a load of people coming into the ring, and I don't know if I think I didn't hear Excalibur saying it's a battle royal or something, or whatever it is, you know. But 5 people went into the match. Eddie and Darby were throwing slaps, you know what I mean? Everyone is coming out now. So Eddie and Darby, I'm with 2 of them, yeah. Swerve was celebrating with Keith Lee after eliminating the Apps Boys. Fuck's sake. So in relation to that story, I guess I'm more with Keith Lee in that story. I don't know. Because when it comes to the Gun Club fellas, they haven't really been in any big feuds, have they? You know what I mean? I'm on about things that make sense in the branch of a tree, you know? Starks and Hobbs eliminate Takeshita, O'Reilly, Yuta, and Andrade are the last 3. I mean, I don't know if I would have made them the last 3, but there's a lot of stars in that roster that could be there too, like Hobbs, Starks, Kingston, Darby, Punk, MJF, Wardlow, you know, that could be in that top sort of bracket thing. I don't know. O'Reilly wins it anyway. That's Moxley then done a promo. It's a very good promo. He says, "I love you, mom." Do you know what I mean? Likewise, all that correct. You know what I mean? You have to love them when they're here. Do you know what I mean? Because like, you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You know what I'm saying? So now AEW, after introducing the All Atlantic Championship, don't they have like fucking 10 belts on that show? Yeah, they have a lot of belts. That's a new belt, but that's pretty cool. That was a new belt, I guess. Pac went against Buddy Matthews. I'm more siding with Pac, because I saw him live before in Cork. Buddy Matthews, I'm neutral on. He hasn't been in stories before where his character has the depth. But yeah, I'm more kind of a Pac in relation to this. Penta was doing the old hand thing, then it was Zero Miedo and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Eddie Kingston and Jake Hager Costin says he hates Jazz. Eddie said that to Jericho Appreciation Society. I like two of them. Eddie, I don't know, I like Eddie, but I feel maybe there's a little tiny bit of distance in regards to the connection stuff. But I don't know. I'm with two of them still though, do you know what I mean? But Trent Beretta done a promo, calls out FTR. I'm neutral with all this. Will Ospreay came out. Ospreay used an elbow pad. I'm guessing that's his thing now. He puts on an elbow pad and does that. But I'm neutral here. I don't know. I'm not siding with anybody as of yet. Blackpool Combat Club then had a promo. Regal done a promo and O'Reilly done a promo. And okay. Hangman Adam Page then went against David Finlay. So I'm neutral there. I think I kind of want to go with David, but Hangman there the last 2 or 3 weeks had good intensity to the promo, I guess. He had good, you know, conviction with it, and you believed the words he was saying when he was saying the things, you know. Adam Cole says to Tony Schiavone, watch your mouth. I'm siding with Tony in that moment. Adam Cole says Page wants no one around him because he is embarrassed of himself. I'm siding with Page there in relation to that. Adam is rooting for Finlay, so this is after flipping the page now. He's gone from telling Tony to shut up to bigging up Finlay, so I'm like in this kind of mode. Adam Page won in the end. Adam Page wants Okada for a championship. I mean, I don't know anything about Okada, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anything about the New Japan stuff, but that's a whole thing that's over there. Fair play to all them, but Okada I don't know a lot about. I know there's a lot of history about him, but that's all I know. Cole feels he deserves it. Thunder Rosa and Marina Shafir go face to face then. I like the Marina one. I think she has good intensity in relation to TV audiences. Thunder Rosa is cool too, you know what I mean? Yeah. Wardlow then wants the TNT Championship, you know what I'm saying? Sterling says it's either a 20-man match or he will take him to court. So Sterling is saying he's going to put a lawsuit thing on Wardlow. I think that's how that's working out. Jurassic, Hardy, Bucking, Jungle, I don't know, Broadband Bundle. Christian announces Hardy Boys, Young Bucks and Jurassic Express. Alright. I'm neutral there. I think that match has happened like 15 times in the last week. Thunder Rosa then went against Marina Shafir. I was siding with Marina in this one, believe it or not. Even though Thunder Rosa, you know what I mean? She done that thing where she said the Mira thing passionately. But Marina comes across very badass too in relation to the feud. Rosa wins it in the end and Shafir attacks Rosa from behind. Tony Storm interferes. I'm neutral on Tony Storm, I don't know, I'm just neutral, do you know what I mean? But I was siding with Marina in this thing, you know what I mean? Malcolm Bivens says Kristen Highlander. Alright. I don't know what a plaintiff's match is. I think you have to explain that. I never heard of it. I'll have to look that up in a minute. Kyle O'Reilly went against John Moxley then. I'm siding with John in this one. Moxley kicks the ropes where O'Reilly's teeth were and Mox then gave the clothesline. So did Moxley win this one? I think Moxley won that one, didn't he? Yeah. Regal was saying forget all the entertainment jazz, it's all about the wrestling, but to be honest, like, a mix of both is good. I said that before, do you know what I mean? A balance of both is good. If you just have wrestling and there's no entertainment with it, then it's just, I don't know, do you know what I mean? You need two of them mixed in the thing. So that was AEW Dynamite there now, do you know what I mean? Where are we going? We're going to... This week I decided to watch SmackDown first instead of Rampage, do you know what I mean? Drew McIntyre pushes Butch out of the way. I'm siding with Butch there, not Drew. Lacey Evans done a promo. Fair enough. Drew wants Adam Pearce to put him in a match. I I'm neutral. Adam Pearce looks very professional in how he comes across, looks the part, and is very... Butch and Sheamus barge to Adam Pearce saying they want results. Yeah, I'm siding with Butch and Sheamus there, obviously, because up the raw, not a crack, I don't know. Shotzi challenges Ronda to a title match. I'm kind of neutral in this as well. I know Ronda, the whole Roddy Piper thing, it's like, there's a link there with all that, but I'm neutral there, really, you know. Ronda wins. Natalya attacks Ronda. Natalya was good there on the NXT thing. I remember she done a thing with Cora Jade, and Cora was in the ring with her basically. And Cora was saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I've always liked your work." And then Natalya completely flipped the switch and went pure heel on Cora and just like slapped her in the face in relation to the feud. So that was a swerve, alright. Do you know what I mean? Riddle did an interview and he said the juice is worth the squeeze. Hey, juice. Gunther had a match and he won it. I think he's very legit. You picture him at some sort of royal ceremony, wouldn't you? Him and Ludwig or something, you know? They're very royal in the way the arms go behind the back and all that crack, you know what I mean? Sami Zayn is backstage wearing a Bloodline t-shirt. I mean, you're not part of the Bloodline, you know what I mean? Heyman says if Sami wins, he will be in the Bloodline. I mean, it doesn't really matter if he wins or loses. I mean, like, it doesn't, at the end of the day, like, you know, you can still do your own thing away from the Bloodline, do you know what I mean? In relation to that. If he loses, then no. Not really. Heyman didn't say no. Heyman kind of went, you know, he kind of was like, it's a must win. He gave him the fuel, as to say, if he doesn't win the match, it's going to go a different way or something, to put the fear into the brain of the human, do you know what I mean? I guess. So that it will motivate him in some way. Yeah. Cena met a young fan who fled from Ukraine. That was a beautiful moment, I thought, you know. Then a classic moment came up with Booker T and Stone Cold in the shopping centre on December 13th, 2001. Good times, that was pretty funny. 2 stars too, boy, weren't they? Goats, you know what I mean? Riddle went against Sami Zayn, and Riddle won the match against Sami Zayn. I was siding with Sami in relation to that. The fact Riddle won and he had the attire on him, I was like, nah, do you know what I mean? Usos attack Riddle, Riddle attacks the Usos. I was kind of neutral there, I don't know, I wasn't really siding with anyone there, I guess, but I was more kind of with Sami and that whole thing. So, and that was SmackDown, so we're going on to Rampage now, so this is the last show. Eddie Kingston was going against Jake Hager, and Eddie had boots and vest on, and yeah, I think I know why this match is happening. The fact halfway through my last episode I didn't really brain properly. Right now I'm braining in some way. I'm able to hit the points like a fucking dagger, you know what I mean? And just be like, hit that point out, you know what I mean? So I think Eddie's won against Jake because they kind of went like that for the last episode. Eddie won in the end. I don't know where to share or boo, because Jake Hager, you know, I'm kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, Eddie wins, and that's Yup Eddie, but background, mental. Yeah, anyway. Tony Schiavone talks to Britt Baker then. Britt Baker done a promo on Tony Storm. I'm neutral in this whole thing. Jamie Hayter then was talking down to Tony in relation to a thing that was said. I was siding with Tony there. Jamie, it was very convincing there, Jamie. Do you remember? Right. Anyway, I was kind of neutral in that whole thing. Ortiz done a promo, it was convincing. Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh went against Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett. I'm neutral there, but I saw the Matt guy and I was like, you know, Jay Lethal wins. Yeah, alright. Neutral, I'm kind of neutral there, I don't know. Danhausen and Hook then were driving Doom Buddies, so fair enough. Red Velvet then went against Chris Statlander in a match. Yeah, I'm siding with two of them really in that whole thing, because there's a history there in the background mind of the brain. Chris Statlander won. Kara Hogan attacks Chris Statlander then. I'm siding with Chris in that. Jade Cargill attacks someone. Who does she attack? I don't know. And she says, this is my show. Is it though? Do you know what I mean? Is it actually your show? Like, you know what I mean? They're saying it's your show, like, but Athena charges to the ring to get Jade. I'm neutral on Athena. I don't know what her backstory or depth of character is in relation to her, but she ran out and stormed out and there was security holding her back. Yeah, that was good. Fair enough. Miro done a promo saying he's flawless and all that crap. Yeah, Miro's good. Eden Page believes in himself and is going to wave the flag of Canada. Go on, boy. Go on, I said. Miro will pray to him. Is that what it's on? Will Ospreay is going desperate, the sheeps and the goats. Trent says he never liked Will. I'm neutral in this thing so far. Top guys out, that's a great thing FTR have. Top guys out, you know. I was surprised that was the main event, really. I don't know, in my brain. Because I'm thinking of it more as a star power thing. Not a lot of people will know who Will Ospreay is, you know what I mean? Because he's in New Japan. People in New Japan will know him, and the indies and all that. But I think people on AEW and mainstream television won't really know the likes of Trent, Will Ospreay, those boys. I'm just being honest about it, you know what I mean? Like, I know they're going to hate me for that and probably fucking do something next show, but one love and all that crap, you know what I mean? Just FTR and Trent win it then, you know what I mean? And yeah, that was my reviews of the shows. I think that was had way more context to it that time, so I hope you enjoyed it, and